Hey guys, we're back talking about the Conor McGregor fight versus Khabib, giving our thoughts of how it went. My name is Lunden Bailey, and we're joined with Cameron Barrington. We're back talking about the fight. Man, what went down, man? That was
Crazy.
it was kind of expected though. I'm a big Conor guy. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, we both are.
And-
We both like our Conor McGregor, and the fact is he did get exactly what we expected from Khabib. Khabib gave us what we expected, and wow, I'm shocked.
I was shocked, bro. Just Conor couldn't stand up.
No, I
He
mean you
couldn't
could
stand
you
up
could
at
definitely
all.
tell he was trained or he was practiced with the defense.
Yeah, I mean he stopped 4 or 5 takedowns, which
Yeah,
that's a big thing against Khabib. Really, no one stops his takedowns, but he stopped a couple. But he didn't respect Khabib at all.
Not
in
at
the fight.
all.
And he got rocked. Conor got rocked with even on the stand up. He got rocked.
And we said that with the first thing. You got to be able to respect your opponent to be able to beat him. You
came
got to
in-
know what's going on. And
Yeah, he came in with his hands down, bro. He's not respecting him at all.
At all.
And he got rocked on the chin. But Conor's got a tough chin, man. That would have knocked out most guys. He got right back up and had a flying knee to the head, and the crowd went crazy. But Khabib was like, "I'm done standing up. I'm taking you down on the
Yeah.
fence, grinding you out." In the
Yeah.
early rounds, man, Conor was just trying to get Khabib tired. He was getting mauled, but he was getting him tired.
Mm-hmm.
And when they stood up, it's just Conor landed some punches, but
They
it
both
wasn't-
did. They both
Yeah,
both landed some fairly good punches.
Yeah, man, they
If
landed.
you-
Conor landed most of his punches, but I mean, the ground. It was kind of what we expected, though. It was like
ground game.
the tell of the take was how long can Conor stay on his feet,
Yeah.
and if he can stay on his feet for the majority of the fight, he wins. But
That
everyone
whole fight
kind of
was
saw
on the ground.
Khabib. Yeah, Khabib gets everyone down.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
Khabib
gosh,
definitely won, but that's not what I expected from Conor, to be honest. I
yeah,
expected
you
more
could
from him.
you could
and-
tell he was gone for 2 years.
Yeah,
though.
he was definitely not conditioned the way he should have been. Not I guess trained the way he used to be training his peak.
And one thing
Yeah.
I thought when he was on the ground early, he had Khabib's head underneath his armpit, and he could have easily just grabbed him and choked
Choked
him.
him.
Yeah, I was watching, I was like, why aren't you choking him? He's just kind of hitting him on the head. I'm like, dude, he had a perfect position just to kind of pull up and choke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Conor, you could end this early. I mean, I don't know what he was doing. He was you could kind of tell he was kind of out of it. He wasn't like,
You can tell
he was like
he's-
just
he's
trying not to expend a lot of energy. He didn't want to like use a lot of energy because he knows he has to save it in the tank.
Yeah,
So-
and he's not the ground guy.
Yes.
He's the punching guy. So he doesn't. That's what he first goes to, is the punching and hitting. He wasn't really. I'm sure he wasn't thinking about, I can choke this guy out right now, like
Yeah.
Khabib is doing. He's like, when can I get this guy choked out? When can I?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought Khabib did everything he wanted to do in the fight.
Yeah, Khabib.
He got his way, bro. He did everything he wanted to do. And before we talk about anything that happened after the fight, which is we'll get to that. We'll
The
get to that a
main
little
topic
later.
here,
Yeah, we'll get to that
yeah.
a little later. But yeah, Khabib did everything he wanted to do in the fight. He got him down, ended up submitting him 4th round with a crank choke. It's not a regular choke. He actually, for people who don't know, he got him by his chin. He wasn't fully his arm wasn't fully under his.
It wasn't grabbing his
Yeah,
throat.
it
He
wasn't
was
gripping his throat or anything.
It wasn't choking him that way. It was by the
It
chin.
was by his chin, and he's so much pressure it cuts off your airways. So I guess Conor taps, but
Cuts off your airways, and it's painful.
yeah,
You feel
it looked painful.
It did, and you saw his face. It started.
There was moments Conor had that he could have took advantage of that he didn't for some reason,
Yeah,
and I think
out of practice.
now, yeah, like I'm saying, before we get to the after fight stuff, Conor's already tweeted out, "Good knock, can't wait for the rematch."
Yeah.
Supposedly, he's already called Dana White and said there better be a rematch coming, because when Conor lost to Nate Diaz, one thing Conor does great is he comes back, bro. He sees, like, he fights you. He sees what you're going to do. He sees what you do well against him, and he's going to master everything that you do, and he's going to prevent it. Now, if we do get a round 2, which is hard because of the stuff Khabib did after the fight, I mean, we don't know if he's even going to get a visa to come back in the United States. So, but I'm praying we get a rematch, and I think Conor will come out in the rematch.
I feel like if they did have a rematch, it's not going to be open to the public. I mean, you will be able to watch it, but I don't think anybody else is going to be able to be there because the way I don't know the way Khabib did that.
It's too
that
big.
stunt.
It's
jumping over the octagon, and
they had. I guess we'll go ahead and get into
sprawl
the after stuff, because the sad thing about it is Khabib jumped over the octagon. Went at one of Conor's teammates, Dylan Dantes.
Yeah, his trainer.
And because supposedly Dylan was talking about some racist stuff and yelling at him, which is, I mean, that would get under anyone's skin.
Mm-hmm.
But you just can't do that.
Racist comments.
Because now we're not even talking about how Khabib won the fight. We're talking about how Khabib might be stripped of his belt. How we're not even talking, like, literally, we're not even talking. Right after the fight, no one's talking about what a performance Khabib had on Conor.
They're talking about the aftermath.
Everyone's talking about the aftermath.
All over social media.
No one's even like, Conor can come out on the winning side of this. Like, it's.
Mm-hmm. And he's already said, I lost the battle, but I haven't lost the
war. The war goes
war.
on.
Yeah, the war is coming.
I mean, the crazy thing is, we should all be talking about Khabib as a superior fighter.
Mm-hmm. He's a great fighter, which I said.
But no one's talking about. Everyone's talking about the after fight stuff.
Yeah.
And what went on, and after Khabib, I guess, we'll go ahead and get into the after fight, because that's mainly what this was about.
Yeah.
Supposedly, Conor's guy was talking a bunch of trash to Khabib after the fight, or during the fight, and he jumps over, tries to go beat him up, and police jumps all over him. And this is where the civilians are too, so it's like
not
crazy. And I can't imagine. Dana White's probably having the biggest headache of his life. This was supposed to be one of the best times for the UFC, and when you have the governor of Las Vegas run out of the stadium, that's a bad look for the UFC. And the state commission will handle Khabib and possibly pull his paycheck and maybe strip him of his belt. I don't think they're going to strip him of his belt, because the rematch wouldn't be as good.
But it is in talk. Yeah, that's true. But it definitely is in the air, whether that'll happen or not. And the fact, like, I hope there's a round 2. I hope they go at it.
Oh, there definitely will be, man.
But one of the reasons why the aftermath is the biggest talk, because the fight really wasn't that. Like, it was boring because they were down on the ground the whole time. So
Tony Ferguson fight, though, that was the one before that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's what everyone wanted to see, but we knew we were not going to get that in the Conor Khabib fight, because we were hoping that. I mean, that's the fights you enjoy, the Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor fights, because they're standing up, like, mauling each other on the stand-up.
Trying to hit the crap out of each other.
That's the most entertaining part about the UFC. Now, Khabib's it's kind of boring to watch Khabib, because he just pins guys and tires them out on the ground, and he just starts punching them on the ground. Everyone wants to see the Conor McGregor fight. Everyone wants to see the stand-up, hit.
Yep.
That's what everyone pays to see.
And I was watching the fight. There was parts where, like, McGregor, he needs to avoid that takedown, and if he avoids it, but Khabib's just so quick. I watched one part.
I know.
It's like
McGregor didn't respect him.
No, he didn't. Not at all. Like, Conor went for the punch, and next he backs up a little bit after, like, for a little defense, and next thing you know, Khabib's at his feet. He's like, what just happened? He was that quick, and you just see Conor's reactions. It's like, crap, he's got me this time again, and again and again and again, and he just keeps taking him down.
Yeah.
And that did for a really boring fight, but Khabib got real hype about it, obviously, and ended up jumping into the crowd, and now he's dealing with a lot of stuff.
For anyone who thinks this is fake, like UFC's putting this on between Conor and Khabib, It's real, bro. These guys really do hate each other.
Yeah, with a passion. There's
Irish and Russian people not get along
at all. At all.
I think it's safe to say that.
And you know it's not fake when one of Khabib's guys jumps into the octagon, gets behind McGregor, and just starts wailing at him. Those are not fake punches. That's not a show right there.
Yeah, Khabib's guys jumped in the octagon after the fight. Conor's just getting himself together and was like, we couldn't even listen to Khabib or Conor after the fight to even declare a rematch.
Yeah.
So Khabib's guys hop over the fence while Khabib's doing his thing on the ground with Dylan Danzis, one of Conor's guys. He jumps over and not one of the guys hits Conor in the head, and Conor's like just trying to get himself together. So Conor's actually looks like the good. Conor looks like the good guy. Not many times Conor looks like the good guy, but he looks like the good guy in this fight.
Yeah.
And I think one noble thing for Conor, he didn't press charges against them. He could have sent them to jail. He could have sent them to. He didn't press any charges.
But they are in jail. I think three.
They're getting taken out because Conor chose not to press charges, which that speaks a lot from Conor.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, dude, it was just crazy. This is the biggest fight in the world, biggest fight in UFC history, and no one's even talking about the fight. Everyone's talking about what happened after the fight.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad for the UFC because it's good for Conor, actually.
It's good for Conor.
It's actually good for Conor.
He actually has the good look now instead of that.
Not everyone, I mean, we know Khabib won, but he might be stripped, which I don't think is going to happen. He's going to probably not be stripped, and there's going to be a rematch either way.
It's not the last time they're going to see each other. They have to see each other.
Yeah, Conor's already called Dana, apparently. So this is
we just gotta
something
hope
that could already happen.
Hope something gets leaked so we can go at it, because McGregor, he won't keep his mouth shut. If there's a rematch, he's gonna let us know, whether it's social.
Conor's got to come back if he wants to be the best ever. If he wants to go down in history, he's already a superstar.
Yep. If he wants
to
to
be a billionaire in 5 years, probably.
He's gonna have to show himself.
Yeah.
He needs to.
He's got to win this fight. He's got to beat Khabib. There's no going to fight Tony Ferguson.
He needs to condition. Did you watch?
Yeah.
Those last 2 rounds, it seemed like he was just.
We'll give him the excuse. He's been out 2 years.
Yeah.
Guys, I like Conor McGregor, but that's my guy. That's Cameron's guy.
Yes, for sure.
But Khabib showed he was the better fighter, and he was. I mean,
in that fight, he definitely was.
He was, but Conor's going to have to come back stronger than ever, and he's going to have to pull up like a Nate Diaz. He's going to have to pull off a Nate Diaz fight. He's going to have to come back and win. It might be ugly, but he's going to have to master everything that Khabib does good. Master it. And
change something.
He's going to have to find it because these guys are so polar opposites. Nate Diaz was a good fight for Conor, even though Conor had to come up in weight class to fight him. But you're talking about this guy does Russian wrestling, and not even a lot of wrestlers in the United States. It's a different style, so no one's really used to it. Khabib's going through every fighter because no one's really used to this Russian style of wrestling. But yeah, man, I can't wait for the rematch. It should be. I'm buying it. Everyone's buying it. We're all gonna buy it again. So I mean, yeah, but the UFC is gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with this legal stuff.
I mean, at least it's something to talk about, and this will be something to talk about for a while. So that's why if they have a rematch, everybody's gonna pay for it again, because how much money? First off, how much money it made, and second, the fact that it's the big talk right now, even after the fight. Usually after a fight, it only lasts a couple of days, but this is gonna last over a long period of time because of everything that happened within the fight and after the fight. So if there's a round 2, they're definitely paying for it. We all are gonna pay for it.
And if Conor has to win. If he wants to go down as the greatest ever do in UFC.
If he wants to go into the Hall of Fame like that, as the greatest of all
time. Which I already think the best ever is not Conor. John Jones, I think, in my opinion, is the best ever in the UFC. But he's had his drug problems, so.
Yeah.
But Conor's the superstar. He's the guy who gets everyone's attention. He's the guy who gets the people.
He's the face.
He's the face. Oh, yeah. Definitely. But he might not be. I mean, he's the best at what he does, stand up. But he might not be the greatest ever. But if he wants to go down as one of the greatest ever, he's gonna have to beat Khabib. There's no other way around it. There's no fighting Tony Ferguson. I love Tony Ferguson. That man's a great fighter. I'm sorry, Tony Ferguson.
Gotta beat
This
Khabib.
Conor's got to beat Khabib. I know Tony's said he wants one of the Conor Khabib fight. He wants that fight, and he should get the fight. He's done everything. He's done everything. He's came back from his knee surgery. He's yeah, man. He's proven. He's a great fighter. He deserves the big fight now, but
And he's gonna get one with Khabib.
He will.
Khabib are gonna go at
I
it.
think he'll get it after the rematch.
And McGregor's
it won't be as big, but he'll get something because Tony's too good not to.
Yes, and I don't think the McGregor Khabib fight is gonna happen anytime soon. You know, like you said.
I actually disagree. I think it will happen.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, my opinion,
Conor literally has already called Dana and said, "I want another fight, like soon."
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, he's gonna have another.
I
fight.
don't know if. Yeah, I
It's
I
not
could
gonna
see
be
it
with
not
Khabib, though.
happening quick just because of the legal stuff that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
Dana's a guy that pleases the people.
yes.
He gives them what
getting
they
the
want to
money.
see right now, and he's even said that in many of his interviews. I give the people what they want to see. I give the people the two best fighters, and whenever they want it, we're doing it.
With
And
that being said, that's very true. So we think that is gonna happen. We know the fight's gonna happen. The round
it's
two
got
has
to.
has
It's got to.
has
Connor's got to do it. There's no other way. He's got to do it if he wants to be the best
But
in the world.
he has 5 more fights, right? Because he said
Yeah.
he signed that 6-fight agreement, so he has 5 more fights.
Honestly, I feel like he will not fight another fight right now just because of what happened in that fight. He
Yes.
won't fight anyone else but Khabib
With
right
that,
now.
But with that being said, he's probably gonna fight an upcoming guy, and he might like someone who's
I
trying to show themselves. He's gonna fight a few of them, and hopefully,
Just his little warm up fights.
yeah, and
Just to get his feet wet again. I think he got his feet wet again in Khabib because Khabib popped him one time, and Conor has a hard chin now. He popped right up, but you're like, gosh, we thought Conor would do that to Khabib.
Yeah.
Not Khabib doing that to Conor. See, he underestimated Khabib. He said, I don't. He didn't even put his hands up. He's like, I don't respect your game, stand-up game at all. I'm not even going to put my hands up. And then what does Khabib do? Just rocks
You
him.
saw them. There was
Like,
times
the guy's the best. This guy's the champion.
there was times where they were like kind of mocking each other. You saw when Conor had his hands down, Khabib was flashing his hands in his face and just going at it. McGregor definitely had no respect for
No,
Khabib
I don't even know if
and
you
did
can.
not respect his game at all, and he should
Yeah.
have, and because of the outcome, McGregor lost,
Yeah.
and the main reason he lost is because he didn't respect him. He's got to respect the opposite fighter, and hopefully he goes into this next fight with Khabib, his round 2, with more respect, knowing his game now, knowing what he does, and knowing that he's lost to him before, so he's just gonna change
One thing I
something
can
up.
say about Conor, he is a humble guy in defeat. He takes it on the chin and works his butt off to get back to being the champ.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the thing. Khabib's got to learn that. It's all bad. I know. That's how they sell fights. They talk trash, and I know it's personal. I know they really do hate each other, but
For sure.
you got to look at it like in defeat or in victory, there has to be some respect. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard Khabib like spit on Conor when he was on the ground. So I mean, this is deep. This is like something. This is one of the darkest things to happen in the UFC.
Yeah. For sure.
So I think it'll be. I think the rematches are going to be insane again, and this has to happen for Conor's legacy, for him to go down as one of the greatest.
Yep.
He has to go through Khabib, and it just has to happen.
It does.
So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited for the rematch. It hasn't been announced, but we all get a sense of feeling that it's going to happen.
It's got to.
But we'll see what happens with the legal situation with Khabib. And the biggest thing for him is he's got to get a visa to come back in the United States. And I don't know if Conor said he wants to fight Khabib in Russia, but I don't know anymore if he wants to do that because he's already lost to Khabib in the United States. So
Yeah.
biggest thing for Khabib is got to get his visa. If he doesn't
Mhm.
get his visa, he can't fight.
Yep.
And I don't think Dana's going to make any accommodations for Khabib to fight anywhere else. I mean, he might, but I don't think that's going to happen. So,
Yeah.
can't wait for it, man.
I think that wraps it up then.
Yeah, that wraps it up. That wraps up our show. Thank you all for listening. And My name's Lunden Bailey. We'll be back talking about anything, really. And
The next big thing.
Thank you, Cameron, for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, and we'll be back, guys. We'll be back talking about the next big topic. Thank y'all for joining. We'll see y'all later.